What's up? Welcome into Strength and Flow Fitness. New name, same old weirdo. I'm Kellen Mylad, aka Coach Kells. Movement is medicine, and this 18-minute flow practice is going to be a perfect dose to alleviate tension, promote mobility, and bring a spark of energy to your day. Use it as part of your morning ritual, as a go-to warm-up, or anytime you just need to shake off the rust. Now, if you've been moving with me for a while, you're going to be familiar with these ground-based movement patterns. No big surprises here. However, the format is going to be a little different. Instead of using a standard timed interval, we're doing everything for 10 reps. Or just stay tuned for my cues and focus on the quality of movement. The series is 12 elements. We're going to do 2 consecutive rounds. At the end, I added in an option for some seated rows, so if you have a resistance band, have that on hand. So we're just about ready to get into the flow today. There will be an on-screen preview of the next movement coming up in the series and a chime to signal the switch. As always, modify the movements as needed. We're starting off with side sit hip switches. Let's go. 10 switches. Work on the fluidity of swinging your back leg forward and shifting weight on your glutes. Performing the switches without using your hands will demand more of your core and hips. Coming up next, we've got figure 4 shifts. Here we go. One leg is extended forward and the other leg tucked underneath. Shift your weight forward, pull from your front heel, and transition to an open half-kneeling base. Sit back, switch your leg position, and repeat for 10 total reps. Placing your hands on your head is a simple progression to add more challenge to the pattern. Coming up next is a half-kneeling jump switch. Here we go. Transition to a standard half-kneeling position. Tall posture, core braced, and back toes tucked. Jump and dynamically switch your leg position for 10 reps. Pause just long enough to get set and stable before the next rep. We're on to shifting push-ups. Set up in a plank position, sit back to your heels, then shift forward and immediately lower down and push up. Shift back and repeat. Coordinate your breathing with the movement through these 10 reps. Ten sprawls coming up next. Lower down to the floor. Then in a full body wave-like motion, press up and transition onto your feet and stand up. Drop, plant your hands, sprawl back, and repeat. Find an athletic stance every time you pop up, and again, coordinate your breathing with the movement. Up next, 10 kneeling get-ups. From standing, lower down onto the balls of your feet. Slightly lean back and push your hips forward to let your knees lightly kiss the floor. Draw back through the creases of your hips and rise to standing. Lower down to kneeling, keep your feet flexed and perform 10 alternating rotation reaches. Post your same side arm and reach your opposite arm across your body. Elongate and exhale. Inhale as you draw back and switch. Next, lower down onto your stomach and perform 10 prone spinal extension press ups. Lead each rep with the strength of your back. Keep your chest open and shoulders externally rotated. Inhale and press up, exhale and lower down. Coming up next, we've got inverted hip lifts. Press up to a crawl position. Pass under to inverted, then lift your hips to the sky. Lower down, return to your standard crawl, and switch sides for a total of 10 reps. Lower down onto your back. Next up, we've got 10 bridge push-ups. Bridge your hips, plant your hands on either side of your head, engage your strength, and press upwards. This is easily the most challenging element in the series, so modify as needed. Work within your range of motion, elevate your feet, or stick to a standard hip bridge, whatever works for you today. Lower down and come to a supine tuck position. Next, we've got 10 rock ups. Rock back onto your shoulders and pulse your legs upwards. Ride the momentum to rock up, balance on your glutes, and reach overhead. Take your time to rock through a full range of motion. Now settle onto your back and extend your arms and legs. We're holding a hollow body position for 20 seconds. Keep the back side of your body curved so that your lower and middle back stay in contact with the ground. Okay, round one is complete. We're gonna flow right into round two. Back to side sit hip switches, 10 reps. Keep it smooth and controlled, even without using your hands. Then we're on to alternating figure four shifts, going from seated to a half kneeling stretch position. Keep your hands behind your head for a more challenging movement. Next up, half kneeling jump switches. Powerful switch of your legs, then a stable and soft landing. Now plant your hands and flow into shifting push-ups. Sink back, then smoothly shift forward, lower down, and push up. Sync your breathing with the movement in a way that feels natural for you. Next up, 10 sprawls. Lower down to your stomach and in one dynamic movement, pop up onto your feet and stand. Make sure you rise up to an athletic stance with each rep. And now we're on to 10 kneeling get-ups. Focus on smoothness as you lower down to a deep knee bend and then to kneeling. Place your hands behind your head to make the movement more challenging. Now lower down to kneeling for 10 quick alternating rotation reaches. Feel the strength and intention with each twist. Next, we've got 10 prone press ups. Be sure to lead each extension with the strength of your back and assist with the pressing of the arms. Keep your chest open and shoulders externally rotated. Now press up to a crawl position and flow through 10 reps of the pass under to inverted lift combination. Take your time in each lift. Press your locked out arms into the floor and keep your neck relaxed as you lift your hips as high as you can and pause for a moment before you reverse, switch, and repeat. Lower down onto your back for 10 bridge push-ups. Lift your hips, plant your hands, and engage the strength and intention of your body before you press up. Hold for a moment at the top of your available range of motion, lower down to your shoulders, and repeat. Now lower down to a supine tuck position for 10 reps of rock ups. Rock back onto your shoulders and pulse upwards. Then ride the momentum on the rock up to balance on your glutes and reach overhead. Keep the movement smooth and rhythmic. Settle onto your back and extend to a hollow body hold to finish out this second round. Keep your body tensed in this curved disc shape, lower back and sacrum stay glued to the ground. Okay, that's time and our series is complete. Great work. Sit up and make your way into a straddle long sit position to stretch and regroup. Breathe deeply and elongate through your spine and legs. Add in little movements, gently rocking and leaning. Okay, as I mentioned in the beginning of the session, we're going to cap today's practice with some pulling work via seated resistance band rows, about 30 reps. Sit up tall, keep your chest open, drive your elbows back with each rep. Focus on feeling your shoulders externally rotate and scapula retract. The tension will be in your lats and middle back. Avoid shrugging and bringing excessive tension to your neck and upper traps. It's very important to get adequate pulling patterns in your daily movement diet. These seated rows are a super easy way to integrate more pulling with your ground-based bodyweight movement practice. So definitely get yourself some bands if you don't already have them. And while we're on the topic, a door frame pull-up bar is an inexpensive option to make sure that you can get some daily hanging in your life too. Rowing and hanging will add balance to your upper body strength. You'll have less neck and shoulder pain, better posture, and a solid foundation for more advanced strength training. We're just about finished with today's session, so as you're finishing up these rows, also take a moment to check in. Hopefully your body's feeling warm, limber, and primed to move. Come back to this session anytime you need a spark. And if you're enjoying the content here on this channel, I'd appreciate it if you take a moment to like this video, subscribe, and comment. And if you want to take a deeper dive into movement training with me, check out the links in the description for my training app and on-demand video membership. Thank you so much for coming through to move with me today. Take good care of yourself, stay weird, keep on flowing, and I'll see you in the next practice.